Bim, guess what? We're live, not in the car. Back home. No roaming data. Something's gone wrong with the phone, I don't know what's happened. Anyway, he's trying to sort it out. So, yeah, apologies, no live stream. So I thought I'd live stream. Now instead, I'm printing labels for the shop. Redesigning and printing, which I need to program the computer. I say computer. You can see my toes. I mean analog. Yeah, definitely. Anyway, quick catch up with Mother. She was fine. She was asleep. So yeah, all good and well. So yeah, if you want to join in the chat, feel free. There's always room for conversation. There will be times when I'm doing this that I won't be able to see what you're writing, because I have to go into another thing in order to. I'm going to do 3 actually. Yeah, actually I'm going to undo. Right, let's print again. File, print. Let's print 2. Why not? Whoops. Yeah, so often I get a chance to just chat with people. So this is one of those. Hey Danger Mouse, hope you're good. Oh, why do I keep clicking on that? I don't want to click on that, I want to click on that. There we go. So yeah, just printing 12-inch record price stickers. I've done my my bit to my mum. Oh, nice Xmas. No, of course not. Does anyone have a nice Xmas? Everyone says, oh, we had a lovely time. And then you ask them again, and they're like, well, not really. So, yeah, it's one of them. Christmas is Christmas, isn't it? A lot of faff for not a lot of reward. But anyway, the shop did really well. So, very chuffed about that. So, it's not all bad news. There we go. We need to change that to a 3. We need to refresh, and we need to copy, and then we go back to that so we can see what you're writing, and then we go back to that. Paste. I'm saying this so I can get it in my head what I'm doing, because it's been a while since I've done this. Also been selecting new fonts for the New Look website for the New Look YouTube channel. Do it every year. If you go back every year, you'll see that the fonts are different. Although there's a couple of fonts that I've not really used this year that I liked, so I'm going to keep them. But a lot of the old fonts are going, including the Taki TV one up there. So I really took to that one. Right, okay. We're going to start out like by tomorrow. Ugh, loads of stuff to do. Right, so we save that. Yeah, that's working. Excellent. Save it as 3 because it is 3 pounds. File, and we will print 3 of them as well, I think. So, did your Christmas go alright? You have a good Christmas. And are you looking forward to the new year? Don't forget I do my New Year's party. Loneliest party in the world. For New Year's Eve. Which I thoroughly enjoy. People think, oh, you must be so depressed. I'm like, no, it's fun. I enjoy it. I'd be more depressed if I was just sat downstairs watching telly. Or we're still at someone's house. Oh God, can you imagine that, being at someone's house for house parties? Oh, I don't like them. I just feel so comfortable at house parties. You won't find me in the kitchen at house parties. Oh God, no. No. You'll find me on the way home. You will always find me leaving house parties. Let's get into the swing of this now. You'll be pleased to hear. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. It was good. We had all the family around. There you go. So you had a house party. I know it was worse hosting the house party. I remember when my daughter was young, we'd have a few friends round for a house party, and that were alright because it was mainly for the kids. So yeah, it was okay. But yeah, it's not really my scene. But I'm not really a party person. Save as 4. File. Print. We'll print 3 again. Oops. No. We'll printed 5 then. Craig. Knife link. That's the £4 one's done. So I've done £2, £3 and £4. I'm just printing out stickers for my 12-inch records, of which I've got thousands. I've started actually being able to work my way through them because thankfully trade-ins have died off a little bit. Right, 6 does include plastic sleeve. Please return plastic sleeve if you do not use them. That'll do. I'm going to put if required or unrequired or whatever, and it was just like, what does required mean? So I've changed it to please return plastic sleeves if you do not use them. Actually, that doesn't make sense, does it? If you don't need the plastic sleeves, please return them. If you don't need what you're doing. If you that's undo. Right. So did your Christmas go, Flink? Gets bloody warm in here, tell me. I do know how the Christmas went at Flink's house. Hello, how did your Christmas go? What news to know, you know? If you do not need this plastic sleeve, please leave or no. Plastic sleeve. Leave or return it. I'm going to put please, but I can't get please on there. Oh, the chat's gone quiet. Oh, I'm not done the £6 one. I'm disappearing for a minute. I'll be back in a second. Didn't have to do a thing for the paper this week because I did it last week. Hey DT, hope you're good. Did you have a good Christmas? That's what we're talking about. Hey everybody, take a look at me. I've got street credibility. I may not have a job, but I have a good time with the boys that I meet down on the line. Hey everybody, take a look at me. I was never a George Michael fan, but I really loved early Wham. Not so much his solo stuff, although some of it was good. Fast Love, um, Freedom, but Jesus to a Child and all that. Yeah. Oh, Let's Go Outside, just because the video was hilarious. And Monkey as well. I actually bought Monkey on 12-inch. Don't look down, there's a monkey on your back. Look down, don't look down, there's a monkey on your... Why don't we do it? Why don't we do it, monkey too? All you monkey I'm doing. Do you love the monkey or do you need a poo? So the family Christmas Eve, then quiet Xmas Day. Well, I saw no one Christmas Eve because I had my loneliest Christmas Eve party. Which I enjoy. It's not me screaming for help or anything. And then on Christmas Day, I got up, cooked the turkey, which was too big for the air fryer, so I had to cut the, the breast, where you've got the big fat breast at one side and then it goes to a point. I had to cut about that much of the point off to get it in the air fryer, and I'm like, I'm going to poison my mum and me. But anyway, no, we're both fine. So yeah. I managed to cook it, I plated it up, wrapped it in cling film, and then went to my mum's, ate it there, and then come straight home, didn't go anywhere else, couldn't be arsed, and yeah, had the Christmas Eve Christmas party. Actually, no, I didn't do it on Christmas. I was too knackered on Christmas Eve, to be fair. I was absolutely shattered because the shop's been so busy, and I keep forgetting I'm old. Yeah. Right, 6. I'm only doing 2 6s. What I'm doing is I used to have it as 95p, but stuff that our mates around the corner don't sell, I might as well get rid of the 5p's because I keep running out of 5p's. Trying to get hold of 5p's is like nigh on impossible because no one has 5p's. So that's why these are now £6. They were £6.95 or £5.95, but now it's £6, and then I jumped to £8 for the next one. So yeah, it's all very exciting. It's not exciting. It's not really exciting. It's anything but exciting. But yeah, Christmas is what it is, isn't it? I always think Christmas is a lot of faff for very little reward. You basically, you're running around like an headless chicken. Although I didn't do it this year, like I say, I took this Christmas off, and yeah, by the time King Charles is on, everyone's either smashed out their head if you're at relatives' houses. They're all, or they're like, or the kids are fighting. So yeah, New Year. I prefer New Year because I can get very drunk and I can get the day off the day after. Should be my last day off before Easter Sunday. Oh, I've put it as 9 centimetres. That's a bit too big. 0.9. Well, there you go. It's better. Oopsie daisy. He put the wrong bloody size there. I do my barcodes 0.9 depth of a centimetre on the price stickers, and that actually, I'm looking up there and you're down here, that actually works with the scanner and doesn't overload the actual sticker, and it even works on stickers that I use for, what am I doing there, I don't know, just pretend that never happened and just copy and paste. Thank you. There we go. does sound a bit aggressive. If you do not need this plastic sleeve, leave or return it and get out of my shop. But it's just the space. I haven't got space to put a bloody monologue. Save as 8 because it's £8 we're doing now. 8 English pounds. We'll just do one of these, I think. Print one, because we don't get many singles that are £8. 12-inch singles. All exception would be like Oasis, Queen, that kind of thing. Fair, we've got a few Queen ones in at the minute. We've got 12-inch One Vision, 12-inch. What we got? We got One Vision. Radio Gaga. All you hear is Radio Gaga, Radio Goo Goo, Radio Gaga. All we hear is Radio Gaga. That one. It's the Radio Gaga one. It's called Radio Gaga because it's... I don't know why it's called Radio Gaga. Anyway, it's called Radio Gaga. Don't worry about it. Right, £10. Ooh, I'm going to have to take one of them off. I'm going to have to take one of them off as well. There we go. Because we've doubled the digit. Because on these ones, we've got uno digito, singular. And on this one, we've got 2, although one of them is 10. So it doesn't really count, does it? But anyway, I need to get the barcode for it. So there's a website I get the barcodes from, and I say get them from, it just lets you print your own barcodes. And the main thing is it's free. So anything that's free is good. That's what I think. Where's this? Where there it is. I keep faffing around here. Paste. Whoa, it's massive. So we go down to 0.9. No, 0.9. I said 0.9. God shakes. 0.9. Thank you. Oh, it's actually typed 0.9. Ah. No, so it's 1. And that's 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, that works. I'm getting a dizzy head. I am a rascal, a dizzy rascal. Right, so we copy that. Redesigning labels. One thing about this, people say, why don't you get them printed? Well, one, they're actually more expensive to print, get them printed. Okay, they look better, but you can't change them. Once you've had 15,000 labels done, that's it, you're stuck with them. Whereas with this, I could change them every time I print them. You can put a date on when I printed them if I wanted to. Just give me an idea how long I've had the price sticker for, but I changed the fonts at the beginning of the financial year. I don't know. Let's have a look. No, there's no one chatting, DT. That's what it is. Don't forget you can chat if you want. How did your Christmas go? Are you looking forward to New Year? Have you got any New Year's resolutions? Does people even bother with them anymore? Let's just join in. You're always welcome here. Well, majority of people. Right, so we've done 10 squid. So we will go to File, Save As. Evening, Rivington. Hope you're good. I hope you're all good, because you're in Avenue, so I imagine there's a lot of people involved in this this thing. Are we printed? Are we bothering? Printer's gone on strike. Brilliant. Also, what do you think of the 15-second reviews? I'll explain them actually. The 15-second reviews are, I was looking at some stuff in a shop in Tesco, and I was like, I wonder if this is any good or not. And I thought, I wonder how many people ask that question. But a lot of people just go straight to the phone, don't they, and Google it. But if you're in a supermarket, you can't hear what's on the screen. So I don't do any sound. It's no sound. It's 15 seconds. So I hold up the product. I show the product. I put the product in my mouth. I don't show me eating it because we ain't got time for that. And then I give it 2 thumbs up or a thumbs down, and it's buff done. Oh, there we go. Prince has decided to join in. Thank you. It's very kind. So you can see, £10. Now I don't think I'm going to get any 12-inch singles over £10, so we'll leave that one. I'm enjoying the Lost History video so much around your last one. Yeah, the last one kind of snowballed. It started off like, well, I'm back here again, and this is where we've come from, and this is where we're at. And then it was like, oh my god, I'm in the middle of a huge industrial area with 4 pits. King Pit, Prince Pit, Queen Pit, and By Pit. Why was it called By Pit? And yeah, you can actually stand on a shaft that's in the car park of the Primrose Farm thingamabob. Just had got back from walking Menzies Park with dog and a head torch. Rats everywhere and some size of a small rabbit. Lovely. I've not been in Menzies Park at night. People say are you mad going out at night? And I'm like, well, it's not like it's, like 3 o'clock in the morning or anything. But yeah, I am mad, obviously. The only time I ever felt edgy doing a night walk was when I walked past a teenage lad last night. I've not put the video out yet. I didn't film him, obviously. But he just seemed a bit dodgy. It was going over the M58 bridge on the footpath. And he kind of walked past me and looked a bit weird. Because he had the mask on like that. So all you could see was his 2 eyes. And like this skinny thing, and he was walking towards me and he passed me, but then he turned around and started following me. So I thought, oh, that's a bit strange. So yeah, but other than that, yeah, I've not even met anyone, to be fair, most of the time. But I did a walk. I went from Pemberton to, where did I go? I've got Wrightington in my head, but it wasn't Wrightington. Pemberton to Wrightington, Jesus Christ. No. Yeah, brain's gone. I'm just knackered. I can look at a map. Sake. Just look at a map, you fool. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Actually, where is that map? Where are we? Lamberhead Green. No, that's not where I was. Oh, yeah, I went down there. And I went over there, and I went over to Gorsley Hills Wood. Winstanley. There you go. That's where I ended up. I ended up at Winstanley. Is that Winstanley College? Might be. Yeah, and I walked around them playing fields there. Oh, it's a cricket club. I didn't realise it was a cricket club. And ended up at Orrell Water Park, and then I walked back along the roads to the new housing estate where the roundabout is, on the way back to the old Stag, and then I walked through the housing estate into the parks, and then over the bridges. That's where I met that lad. Oh, I didn't meet him, we kind of saw each other, and then back round into Redwood and back to Pem. So yeah, it was a 2-hour walk in the pitch black. Love it, loving it, loving it, loving it. I'm loving it like Silence ripping a box up outside. She'll moan when she's got no box left because she's tore it apart. I mean, you know, but she won't moan, she'll just look at me as if to say, like that. Because that's how cats talk. Right then, so I've actually finished printing my labels. I need more to do, but I know. Thingamabob. Yeah, I think the chat's on a weird one today as well. I think the internet's just weird at the moment. I think there's just a lot of people doing long distance chats to people in Australia. Because tomorrow afternoon it's going to be New Year in Australia. Or thereabouts. Pardon me. Pardon me again. Oh dear me. So yeah, I had a right good wander last night. I want to get this edited and then up, and then I can do it again, kind of thing. Sorry. Oh, that's Thingamabob, so there we are. I know we're going to add Romans, but I'm the only one that thinks Maris Bridge sounds Latin or Roman-like. No, it doesn't sound, well, it doesn't sound English, does it? But I mean, what does sound English? That's the next question. Because the English language is basically a mishmash of other European languages. You see my creepy cat video as well? That was creepy. It had a cat in it. Yeah, they've moved the Roman baths, as you know if you watch Wigan Watch. They've moved the Roman baths. It's not Roman baths. They moved the replica Roman ruins from right next to the Grand Arcade to right next to the car park attached to the Grand Arcade. Although it's not owned by the Grand Arcade, or it's not run by the Grand Arcade. Keep up. It will make sense one day. But yeah. I say that, they probably won't. There's quite a few. I mean, there's quite a few places in Wigan. I mean, if you think about it, all the gates. I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to do one on all the gates, because you've got. Actually, I can show you. I could probably show you on the old map. Let's see if we can get the old map up. Can I get it up? It's not what I meant. It's not what I meant. When I do this, I won't be able to see you typing, so just bear with us. There we go. We turn it onto the buff map. Let me go in. Right. Oh, that's so bad. Let's put it on studio though. Oh, I've already put you on. Oh dear, hang on a minute. There you go. That's too complicated, isn't it? Right, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start recording this. Gates. Have you ever wondered why there's so many gates in Wigan? You've got Walgate, which obviously comes from Walgate railway station all the way up. You've also got Holgate. Now these maps are really old, but you can still see Holgate. You've then got Standish Gate, Standish Gate, which is the main road in Wigan. But you've also got, where is it? Where's it gone? I need to put the thing up. Is that the Grand Arcade? That is the Grand Arcade. This one, which is actually now called Millgate. Is it called Millgate? Where's Millgate? Oh no, there's Millgate. So you got Millgate. So that's Millgate. So we've got 4 gates. Now, if you take them out and put them together and whiz them round, they don't actually form anything, but the gates are proper Roman stuff. And if you know your Roman stuff, you know the Roman stuff, the stuff that you do that's Roman, they called everything gates because that was how people got in and out of the area. So if you go to York, there's gates there. If you go to Chester, there's gates there as well. So yeah, it's all very peculiar. Anyway. Oh no, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, that's going on. Hey? I don't know what's going on. It's all gone horribly wrong. Oh, that's why, because we're... Oh. There we go. That was complicated. I made that a lot more hard work of that than I needed to be brutally honest with you. Oh, hang on, have you gone? No, you're still there. You're still there. It's just one online. You can look anywhere and you can find maps of Old Wigan. But I need a newer one because a lot of the stuff on this map is not relevant to... it's not really relevant to the... what's the word I'm looking for? Recent history. You know, for example, if you go up, I put the video up. Where the level crossing is, that was on about, the level crossing where Jewson's is, in the last history video. You go up there and you go past Pemberton Railway Station, and you go straight on at the roundabout, so you go past the school and then you go up the hill, and then eventually you go over the M6 and you turn left and then you drive as if you're going to St Helens. That road there, a lot of that area was very heavy industry, but none of that is actually on the maps. None of it is on the maps whatsoever. It's just fields. So I need to find a more modern map that I can actually do this kind of thing with. The problem is I just can't find a map that's got the same ability of this map of Now and Then, which is frustrating. But it is what it is. Or what it is what it is. Or is it? Yeah, it is. Or is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. But yeah, you're right. I mean, you know, little things like finding the, what's it called? The Standish West line or whatever it's called. There was a little board thing, wasn't there, that I discovered that they put up in the last few months. And that gets you from Beach Hill to Standish on foot in 10 to 15 minutes. Whereas if you walked along Spencer Road West to the Cherry Garden and then walk down that road, which is a very long road, get to the pub at the roundabout, turn left and then walk around that road and go up the hill, it's going to take you longer than 10-15 minutes. Yeah, there's lots of different names for the Old Wigan. I mean, thankfully they haven't come up with like Wiganti or whatever. They haven't done that one yet, but there's always a possibility that that might happen at some point. They might come up with, Londonium kind of thing, so Wiganomium. But it's difficult to find out where the name Wigan actually come from, because we don't do wigs, for a start, which is always, a bit of a giveaway if it's called Wigan. But yeah, there's loads of reasons why people came to Wigan, and mainly it was the coal, because it was just lying on the ground initially, which is why there's quite a lot of old open cast mines around here as well. Because obviously you got the pits, and I found out today that a train actually fell into a pit shaft. I haven't looked into it, I only found out today, it might not be true. And because the pit shaft is so deep, they couldn't get the driver of the train, the body, they couldn't get it, they couldn't get anything out of it, so they just put a lid on it, and it's a field now somewhere. So there's a lot of history that I really need to delve into, but if you're talking about fields and land like that, I don't really want to be doing it in the pitch black when there's 12 inches of rain falling in 30 seconds. So I'm basically waiting until spring, and then once spring has sprung, I'll be able to do more. But yeah, it's fascinating. I mean, like you say, for such a small town, the history of the town and the amount of stuff that's gone on. I mean, I put a wreath at John Pitt, because I don't know, when I went there for the first time and I saw the memorial, it just looked a bit tatty and a bit, but again, I'm going to do something with that and sort it all out. So there's loads and loads of stuff. At the moment I'm only scratching the surface. There's so much more stuff to do, and the walks as well. I mean, I'm finding new footpaths all the time. I mean, the one I found the other day, last night, which I haven't put up yet, that was a good footpath, and I think the one I found on the previous walk as well was a decent footpath that brought me. Yeah, it was the one that brought me back out at Beach Hill, so that was good. But yeah, it's not gold that brought people to these quarters. It's coal, the black gold. So I don't claim to be a historian or anything, but I do feel that I'm kind of going in that route at the minute. I had a lot of people from the Wigan, they're called, not the Historical Society, the Civic Trust, I think it is, wanted me to get on board, and I just haven't got time to do that. But if I retired or become ill, then I probably would. But I don't want to retire, and I don't want to just spend the rest of my life looking at history of Wigan. I could do that whilst I'm working, so at least for the time being anyway. And as long as people enjoy them and watch them, that's all that really matters. And they're there forever, aren't they, pretty much? Does anyone remember old Wigan baths? Apparently you could hire swimming trunks for 50p. I'm not sure about that. There's two things to remember about old Wigan baths, which, you say old Wigan baths, they were actually quite modern. They were built in the 60s. There was old baths before that, but not the Roman ones. But it was always keep freezing. Whenever you went in, it was freezing. And the other one, which I don't think you get away with now, was they obviously had troublemakers who'd go to the baths who got banned from going, and they had like a wall of shame behind the behind the reception. So when you went to pay to go in with your daughter or whoever it was, you had this like loads and loads and loads of photographs of usually boys just wearing swimming trunks. Just pictures of these boys wearing swimming trunks kind of glaring at the camera. And even at the time I thought, this is just a bit weird. But you look at it now and you think, it was very weird. I mean, I know why they did it, but I don't think you can do that anymore now. Never had trunks, but iceboard I went off was the second to the top. I did I went off in Oldham, they had a diving set up, and my mate I was with, because we didn't have a diving board in Stalybridge at the Baths, since it's been knocked down, but Oldham did, and I went to the very top one, and he dared me to jump off, so I jumped off, but instead of doing that as you're coming down, I did that. So as I hit the water, I went straight through. I was like a dart, straight through the water. Nearly broke my wrists, but did do some damage to my nose. And because I actually hit the bottom of the baths, and I come out and there was blood everywhere, and the people at the baths weren't impressed. I think we basically got told to leave, but never went again. Cup of soups. Yeah, the thing we did when I was at primary school, we used to go to Cheetham Baths. Cheetham was one of the big families of Stalybridge who built a library, which is still there, a park, which is still there, although it was their grounds, and they built the baths as well, and they had mills, obviously, that's where they got the money from. But yeah, it's where I discovered hot chocolate, because whenever we went with school, we'd have hot chocolate, and when we finished, but we'd all be queuing up, so it'd be a race. And do any of you remember? You've got to be really old for this, but the baths, Roman baths, not Roman, Victorian baths in particular, the changing cubicles were actually along the side of the baths, the length of the baths. So you go in, and because we were at school, there'd be like 2 or 3 of us in one of these cubicles getting changed. And then we go out, and then you have to remember which cubicle your towel was in. But they had a little curtain, like a vanity curtain, but it was about that far off the ground. So if you were in the baths, you could look up through the curtain and see people getting changed, which, well, it didn't bother us because we'd all seen everything anyway, but yeah, it just, if you were there and it was like, public baths rather than thingamabobs, yeah, it was just weird. And then they built a new baths behind the old baths in Cheetham's Baths, but no changing rooms. So we actually got changed in a corridor that ran underground along the side of the baths where all the heating stuff and everything was. So it was scorching hot in there because you had these massive pipes. I mean, they were huge. They're like sewer pipes made of metal, and you couldn't put your stuff on it because if you had a plastic bag or whatever, it'd melt. They were that hot. But that was where we had to get changed, those boys and men as well and all that. But anyway, it's all gone now. They knocked it down. But yeah, oh God, the 70s, eh? What a time to be alive. I think the nearest thing you can get to that now is there's, I can't remember what they're called, but there's some baths in Ashton, not Ashton, Manchester, and the Manchester something or other baths, and there's it's like a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a committee run. It's like a charity thing, and it's like 2 or 3 baths, and every now and then they fill it with water, and you can go swimming as if it's the 100 years ago. And then other times they cover it over with boards and things, and they have jumble sales or that kind of thing going on. It's just very peculiar. Ashton Old Baths, which I drove past twice today. No, I drove past once today. I don't think I ever went there. I ever did. I only went once, and I was very young because it shut very early because they opened a new baths, which I think has since shut. And that was nearer the town centre as well, so it's easier. But they've kind of reimagined it with these kind of floating offices. They're not floating really, but they kind of look like they're floating, made of wood, in the space above the actual baths. And I think some of them might be in the bath, so you go up and down stairs to get to them. But I've not managed to get in and have a look. But I can see it through the window when I drive past. It does look fairly spectacular. Spectacular? Yeah, that'll do, spectacular. Chlorine, what a smell that was. To be fair, that's probably why I've got a very poor sense of smell, because we were at the baths a lot. We used to do the thing where me and my mates thought it was very funny to be walking along the side of the baths, talking to each other and going, I believe they put some baths around here, but I can't see them anywhere, and then falling in. It was hilarious at the time. And so one of my mates landed on a little girl. That was fun. I've never heard anyone scream underwater before, but you can still hear it. Anyway, that's the old days. We're much more modern now. I keep saying I need to start going back to the baths again. But I think I do enough walking. Just my upper body that's a bit crap, but my lower body's, my legs, I mean, they're like bloody rock. Like I say, I do a 2 hour walk up down hills after 8 hours, 9 hours at work, stood up all day, and still not get aches and pains when I get home, which I should not be able to do at my age. Definitely not. I can run up them stairs in the Grand Arcade 2 at a time. The stairs in the middle of the Grand Arcade 2 at a time. All the way to the top, and I'm like, I shouldn't be able to do that. I shouldn't be able to do that for 20 years. But anyway, I still do it, so I keep doing it. That's what I say. Anyway, don't listen to me, folks. Go to your doctor. Nearly 50 years since I last went to the doctor. Don't do it. There's probably something very wrong with me that would probably kill me. Whereas, if they found it, they'd be like, "Oh, we can deal with that. Just go like that. Right, you're cured." Like, okay, brilliant. But yeah, I don't want to be rattling. That's the problem. Anyway, if you just joined us, we're having just a chat now. I've done the stuff I was going to do, which is printing labels off. You don't believe me? There they are. Labels. Lots and lots of labels. Lots of lovely labels. These are for my 12-inch singles. I have a shop and I sell vinyl. I do 7-inch singles, 12-inch singles and albums, obviously. As well as CDs, games, DVDs, Blu-rays, 4K, manga, books, comics, retro gaming from Atari, and we go right up to Switch 2 and PlayStation 5 and Series X and games, so we just do everything. But I print my own labels off, so when I'm doing it, I normally do it myself quietly, but I thought, you know what, I'll do it when I'm doing it. I can chat to you guys, because I can't chat to you when I'm driving. A lot of people moan about that. So, yeah. So don't forget, join in the chat if you want. Ask a question. I'm going to go and get another drink, I think. I'll be back in a minute. Don't go anywhere. Talk amongst yourself. I thought you had the cat behind me, but she's not anyway. She's still in a shoebox, which if you were here earlier, she was ripping apart. Anyway, I'll be literally 2 minutes. But don't time me. I'm getting old, so it takes a bit longer than 2 minutes sometimes. But not all the time. Hazy. So if you've just joined us, hello, we are chatting about what's going on in the back of there, in that chair. I'm looking at a video of the video feed, which is a little bit behind. And there's two lumps in the back of the chair. What's that? Is that my... Might be my hoodie. Might be my hoodie. So I've got two lumps in the back of my chair. That don't make sense. Anyway, I digress. I've returned, apparently. So yeah, I've been chatting about what's been going on for Christmas and New Year. Chatting about stuff on the channel. So you've got any questions about the channel? Do you eat all the food that you cook? Yeah. Even the rubbish stuff, I still eat it. That kind of thing. Tell you what, it's a bit cooler downstairs. It's warm in here, really warm in here, but it's cool downstairs. But I've got the PC, I've got the thing, I've got a ratitator and various other bits as well. Oh, it's gone 11. Nice. Has there been any news breaking? I've not watched the news for days. So it's always rubbish at this time of year. Police, fire crews and paramedics at scene in Manchester city centre with area taped off. That doesn't sound good. Don't recognise the area in the picture. Oh, Chico, in court over drink driving charge. Who cares? Who cares about Chico? We lost 1,300 quid on Christmas dinner after restaurant shut without warning. Who pays 1,300 quid? NHS warning over 3 symptoms in your legs at night. I've noticed my legs, the lower legs below the knees, have got really itchy. And got a bit red as well, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting old man legs. But then I realised I've been wearing, what do you call them? Lounge long trousers in bed. So my legs are just getting too hot, so I've stopped wearing them in bed, and my legs are perfect again. So it's like, right, okay then. Homeowner ordered to remove overly shining door on grade 2 listed building. What? 5 signs your stomach isn't working properly. Vomiting, severe pain, poo, very runny, poo, not appearing. Yeah, that's 4 of them, thanks. I'm not even a doctor. Rachel Reeves is robbing the old again. Trafford Centre responds after shoppers trapped in car park for hours. Apparently. Oh, Home Alone house to be restored to 90s glory by new owners. Yeah, then rent it out as an Airbnb. Christ, you make millions from that. People staying at the Home Alone house. Especially if you have a few little props in there, you know, you have like, well, maybe not paint cans on rope on the banisters, maybe not that. Maybe not electrifying door handles. So maybe no, just don't do anything. Yeah, it's fine. Man dies after being hit by lorry on North Circular. That would do it, wouldn't it? A tragedy, but yeah. Sky News paused for major breaking alert as Brits warn not to travel. Oh, breaking news from the flexible fridge. Me neither. Onions dropped to just 5p per kilo in Morrison's. Who shops at Morrison's anymore? Keir Starmer isn't just cancelling elections, his latest power grab is secretly worse. Yeah, we need to get rid of him. He needs to go. Anyway, we discuss that tomorrow on the news that we do. Hey Buzzer County, hope you're good. Trafford Centre equals hell on earth. Yeah, I was talking to a bus driver today, and I just mentioned that, and he said, "Oh, don't talk to me about that." He said, "I was driving a bus once to the Trafford Centre, and by the time I got there, I should have got there, gone back to Wigan, gone back to the Trafford Centre, and gone back to Wigan in the time it took him just to get to the Trafford Centre." No, I've not really done the news. This is more of a chat than the news programme. I was just seeing if there's anything, because I've not looked at the news for a while. So, no, I'm not overly familiar with Newton-le-Willows. I mean, I am familiar with Newton-le-Willows, obviously. But I'm not familiar with what's gone on in Newton-le-Willows in recent times. Because I don't read the Times. I don't read any paper. Oh, is that the hospital? Is that what we're talking about? With people getting injured? Newton-le-Willows isn't in Manchester, though, is it really? I would have thought so. Anyway, onions have dropped to 5p a kilogram. I mean, come on. So what's the Manchester City Centre thing? I've clicked it. I know I shouldn't have done. I know, don't click it. Never click it. 500 good considers Manchester Centre. Bloom Street and Charlton Street, beside the multi-storey NCP car park. Emergency services and concern for welfare incidents on the top floor of the car park beside the Manchester coach station. Ah, yeah. Been there, done that, got the two shit. I did get the police though. Old Community Hospital. Is this the one? Police cordoned off Newton Community Hospital in Merseyside after crowbar attack. This is what you're talking about, isn't it? Tributes pouring for influential gay village bar manager after tragic death. Have you ever seen them things? It's usually clickbait on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. Remember the lad who played Peter Pan? You won't recognise him now. Bloody well hope not. He was like a preteen when he played Peter Pan, and that was 20 years ago, so if he looks the same, that'd be fucking ridiculous. But they do it like it's a massive shock. Boy grows into man. Really? Um, get roasting them cheap veggies. There's been a migrant who has attacked 5 people at Crowbar after being told he couldn't be seen without an appointment in Neatley Willows. What? I thought they had their own doctors, so they wouldn't get involved with our doctors. I mean, don't be, when I say involved, I don't mean involved. I like Neatley Willows as well. I think it's quite a nice place. I wouldn't want to live there, but it's nice to drive through at speed. A bit like the whole of Merseyside, to be fair. I'm joking. I love the Scousers. I really do. I really do. Everyone slags them off, but I find them really funny. I think we have the very same sense of humour, and that's probably not good. Stream is healthy. That's good to know. Got 5 viewers and 4 likes at the moment. Don't forget, you can ask a question, anything you want, like why you're so fat. Have you seen what I eat? That answers that question next. Anyone seen the video of me in 1989 that I put up a while ago? Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Although I'd kill to have that body now. Although I have technically still got that body, obviously. But yeah. So let's see what's going on elsewhere in the world. Not a lot there. Let's get rid of that. How did you end up living in Wigan? That's a good question. Basically, I left school, I didn't go to college, and I got a job catering, working in the kitchens of a hospital. Long story short, the deputy headmistress's sister ran the catering department, and because I'm now been described as dyslexic, I wasn't very good at English, therefore I was really bad at foreign languages. I took up catering because I thought, it was called home economics, and I thought, well, my mum isn't the best cook in the world, but I'll be able to cook. I'll learn how to, fry an egg and that kind of thing. Anyway, it turns out I'm really good at it. So the teacher had been asked by the deputy headmistress, who was, not going to college, who might be, good for a job. And basically I got chosen. So they offered me a job. It was only YTS, £23.50 a week. But yeah, I thought, yeah, why not? It's a job. Anyway, I ended up staying there for 8 years. Getting loads of qualifications and all that. Never really got chefy, but I know how to do all the chefy stuff. I'll soon remember it anyway. But after 8 years, bored shitless with it. And I also noticed as well that all the men there, because I was still 24, all the men there who were in the 30s whatever were bald down here, because you used to wear paper hats. And all that. I don't want to go bald. Not at 20 or 30. So I quit. And one of my mates, he'd got a job recently. It wasn't really a mate, it was kind of more of a casual acquaintance. He got a job. He's actually on the videos, to be fair, so we become mates in 1989. He said, we're looking for Christmas staff at this shop that work out in the Arndale Centre. The shop was called Microbite. And if you're old enough, you'll remember it because it was opposite Littlewoods in the Arndale Centre. Before the ramp that went down to where the dual carriageway was, it used to go through the middle of the Arndale Centre, the opposite side from the bus station. And so it's only a Christmas job. And I went, oh yeah, it'll do, won't it? Because, I kind of thinking, why have I just quit a job and got no job? So I went working there. And I gone from being one of the youngest to being the oldest. The manager was only 21 and I was 24, so I felt ancient. Hence, elder gamer. I've been like that ever since. And started off in early November, and by February the following year, so November, December, January, February, I was opening shops for the guy who owned the company. So I'd gone for as a Christmas temp to opening shops. The biggest shop I opened was the one in Meadowhall in Sheffield. It was a Yorkshire-based company. I then got sent to Birmingham in 1990, and I spent a summer in Birmingham turning round the Microbite that was in the in the Bullring shopping centre, and I then got promoted to area manager. Ended up sacking the manager and my mate from Manchester because I knew they weren't pulling the weight. But the area I had was Manchester, Liverpool and Preston, and I looked on a map and Wigan was slap bang in the middle of the three. Plus it was next to the M6 because Birmingham was kind of still part of my... I was the nearest person to Birmingham basically. And I'd been to Wigan some years earlier, and ironically I'd walked down Market Street. I even went into what was it called back in the day? The tenting shop. They used to sell tents and things like that. Army and Navy store. I went in there because I used to like buying the German green shirts because they were really warm and looked really cool as well. So I like them. West Germany, just to clarify. And I walked down Market Street, and on the other side of Market Street was a row of tatty bus shelters, but it was like, the 1980s, because it was before I got this job. I'm still at school at this point, and they had these boards up, and I looked through a little hole, because I used to cut holes in the board so you could see what was going on inside. God, that was so much easier. And I saw into what would be the service yard for the galleries. So I thought, they're building something here. Thought nothing of it. Went home, forgot about it. And then when I looked at the map and saw Wigan in the middle, years later in the middle, I thought, I went there and they were building something, weren't they? I wonder if they finished it. So I drove to Wigan on a recce. I lived in Blackpool at this point, in a bed and breakfast. So I was drove to Wigan, and I walked into Marketgate, which is where the new Market Hall is going to be, so opposite what is now Greggs. I went in there, and I walked in, and it was all these little independent shops. There was Gillespie's, which has since moved to the end of Holgate. There was Adams, lots of other little shops. Walked out of there and carried on going, and ended up in the galleries with a big clock and everything, which obviously they'd finished and was open, and I'm blown away. I was like, wow, this is amazing, look at all this, this is really cool for Wigan. Like everyone else who doesn't live in Wigan, I just thought Wigan was dirty and smelly, and it wasn't. It was beautiful and modern for the time. And then I must have walked down the ramp, because I remember coming out and seeing Debenhams, and I'd never seen a Debenhams anywhere other than in a city centre, i.e. Manchester and Liverpool, and I think there was one in Birmingham as well, but I'd never seen one in a town, and I thought, my God, they've got a Debenhams here? It's where Wilko's was, and now is RW. And then Marks and Spencer's next to it, and I'm like, I never shopped at either of them shops, don't get me wrong, but it was like, if this town has got these shops, then this is a good town to be. So I ended up looking at house prices, and I looked at 2 houses, chose this one, moved in, and that was that. Ended up meeting a young lady who was the manager of the Preston branch. We ended up moving in together, having a kid, and then she off. Because when we had our daughter, the company, Microbite, went bust while I was on paternity leave, which is really annoying. So we just had a new kid, and we both lost our jobs. So you can imagine the stress. New child, toddler, because she had had a child from a previous relationship, and no money. So the whole thing just exploded. And I was stuck in Wigan. And then I've had various different jobs over time. I've worked in Wigan Town Centre at Dixon's when it was the top of Standish Gate on the corner. Not the Dixon's that was near the church, the one on the corner. I worked there for a while. I worked at Game as well, down the bottom And then later on, when I started doing games and more, I opened up in Pemberton in 2008, and I moved to Market Street in the Army Navy store in 2012, and then I moved into the galleries in 2016. We got kicked out of the galleries in 21. Yeah, I think it was 21. I had a year off, and then I moved into the Grand Arcade and was in the little, what used to be the Wigan rugby shop, but in between had been the post office, temporary post office, and then moved to where I am now. So yeah, that's my Wigan thing. But I love Wigan. I just think it's a fantastic place. I mean, the people are nice for the most part, but you can't beat it. I mean, okay, the town centre's a hole, but I mean literally, but as soon as you get outside the town centre, you've got the countryside everywhere. You've got all these old trail lines that have been converted into, amazing walkways. I don't ride a bike. I've never been able to ride a bike. I've got no sense of balance, inner ear issues. I'm looking forward to when I get vertigo when I get a bit older, because I'm pretty sure that's on the cards. But anyway, the area that we're in, you got the canal. I mean, literally, you can be any part of Wigan, and within 5 minutes on foot, you can be either at water or in the countryside. And how many places are like that? So I love Wigan. I think it's brilliant. And now I'm discovering its history. I mean, when I moved to Wigan, a lot of these buildings that I didn't really pay any attention to were still there, and they kind of disappeared because I didn't go that way. I kind of remember the kind of pits that had because they'd already shut, I think, but I think the structure was still there. And it was like the pit head, so the bit where the spinny wheel is, with the cables that go up and down. But it was kind of coated in corrugated iron and painted light green, something like that. Vaguely kind of remember that. But I don't remember the actual industry itself, but a lot of it had already gone. And obviously Thatcher had got rid of pretty much all the mines, so there wasn't many left. But to now go around and discover all this history, I do feel, more now a part of Wigan than I did. And I think it's brilliant. And the Wigan Watch, I do. The walk-arounds and then looking at all the history, I think it's just brilliant. I love it. I love doing it. It's great fun. And what I don't do is, I don't do propaganda. So no one tells me to go anywhere. So it's not like, you haven't been here for 2 minutes, so come here and do a video. Oh, it's me. Where am I? Why am I here again? No, I don't do that. I just ask the questions that the people are asking about why is it taking so long to get the new market open. The new market was meant to be open in 2024. We're in 2026 in 2 days, and it's still only skeleton stuff. It's an interesting question. Apprentice Pie Maker. Where, in your opinion, is the best takeaway in Wigan? I do not do takeaways. I've never had a Deliveroo, ever, or any other equivalent. I haven't ordered a delivery from anywhere for 30 years. So yeah, I don't do takeaways. I only do the big ones. So I do Mackey's, KFC, Burger King. That's it. I know someone who works at Galloway's Pie Factory. I think it's one of them things, isn't it? When you work at a food place. I know someone who works at a McDonald's as well. And they're like, yeah, I wouldn't eat McDonald's. I'm like, yeah, but I don't work there, so I will eat McDonald's. I think it's just, when you work there, you see the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. I mean, like, I've not been to Greenhouses for over a year because I went in, I was in the queue, and there was a paper bag on the floor for putting pies in, and a couple of the women had walked over this paper bag, stepped on it, not left any marks, but they had stepped on it, and then another one picked it up and shoved it back in the bit where you get the bags from to put the pies in. And I was like, yeah, turned around, walked out. Never been in since. Galloway's do great pies. DT, I was like that close to going to Popeyes today. I mean, genuinely that close to going to Popeyes today, because I couldn't live stream because my data run out. There's been some issue. And I was like, I might go there, but then I remembered I had to do all this stuff, printed labels, but I did it a lot quicker than I expected, so I could have done it. Sadie's Manser, Galloway's my beloved. I do like the potato and meat pies. You have to say potato and meat now, not meat and potato, because you have to put the biggest ingredients in it. And my mum loves them as well. The only problem is now she's celiac, so she can't eat them because of the pastry. So I can't get them for her anymore. But they're nice because they're really peppery, and I like the peppery. But when I go there, I normally get a chunky steak pie, because I do like a chunky steak. It reminds me of myself. See, chunky. Oh, yeah. 1 3/4 Guinness. Meat and potato healer. No, it's the law. You have to say what the most ingredient is. I don't know what you saw the because I'm not hugely in love with Greggs, but I will go to Greggs if there's nowhere else, and I would choose Greggs over Galloway's. But there's always a queue in Greggs, so I end up going to Galloway's. But that's only if Boots have run out of stuff. So I mainly eat Boots meal deals because it's just quick, and I literally have to shut the shop to get food, so I want to be shut for as little time as possible. I fought the law and it may have won, but meat and potato. Yep. I don't understand butter pies, but that's because I can't eat butter. And I don't understand the pie eating championship BS as well that they do. I mean, that's just nonsense. But oh, sorry, I was talking about Keir Starmer then when I said nonsense. But no, it's just very, very. When I go to Greggs, I have a sandwich and a bottle of pop, and then I might have a steak bake. I didn't have any festive bakes this year, which I have done for the last few years. What I liked about the festive bake was last year, when you ate it, it felt like you were eating sandpaper and it stuck to the top of your mouth. Kind of grated the top of your mouth. But I quite like that. It was weird. That must be sadist. Well, maybe not a sadist. Is it masochist? Which is which? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And I know you know Sadist Manson, but don't tell me. Don't want to know. Yeah, this is very informal chatting we're doing at the minute. Any other questions anyone's got? And don't ask me if I've had a Wigan kebab, because the answer is no. The most pies I eat are Hollands pies. Or the most common pie is Hollands pies. But yeah, I buy them from the supermarket and eat them in the car. They're kind of nearly cooked enough for me to eat anyway. But yeah, you're meant to cook them when you get home. I'm like, nah. I'll buy the frozen ones and I'll cook them. They're pretty good in the air fryer. I've not done one for a while, to be fair. Maybe I need to buy a pack of potato and meat pies, in order to do a video on it. Look, have I? That Wigan kebab is nonsense. All my life it was just a pint of bar. I'll tell you one culture shock that I got when I got here, when I moved to Wigan, was where I lived in Staley Bridge. They used to do fish cakes what fish cakes were, they may still be, I don't know. Do you like Heinz beans? Oh, GM77784. Do I like Heinz beans? I literally live within 5 stones throws. I'm not very good at throwing. From Heinz, where they make the beans. And the answer is, they're alright. I quite like Branston beans. They're a bit softer and the sauce is a bit thicker. But I don't really eat beans. Not that kind of beans anyway. It's a bit too much sugar. And but the low sugar ones, they don't taste right. But the weird one is tomato ketchup. Now, in the past, and maybe again, I'm quite partial to a fish finger butty. Now, if Stato was here, he'd be going on about fish fingers and custard, because he thinks I eat fish fingers and custard, but I don't. But I do. I have eaten many fish finger butties, and I do like them with a bit of tomato sauce on them. Because I have them, because I eat late, then usually they make over 1 million, and I'm not googling it. As you can see, my hands are here. Hi, Sean. No, the tomato sauce. I get a lot of acid reflux. I assume that's what it is. I don't know. It's just horrible, horrible, and yeah. I now use Hellmann's tomato sauce. If you don't believe me, look at the videos when I'm doing cooking with tomato sauce. It's always Hellmann's. Something about the Hellmann's tomato ketchup, even, not tomato sauce, that is, for me, better for my stomach. But you're right, Heinz beans are ridiculous. Here's an interesting fact. Soup, Heinz soup is stupidly expensive as well. And as you know, if you're regular viewers, I go and get my mum shopping because she can't leave the house. She's basically housebound. She's bed chair bound, to be fair. She can't even stand up in the house. But I do shopping for her. She's 91, so she's got an excuse. And I go to Sainsbury's one week, and then I go to M&S the week after. But I always go to Tesco as well. But I've started buying soup from M&S because it's cheaper than what it is for Heinz soup. And my mum loves it. They do lots of different soups. They do chunky veg. They do pea and mint soup. They do tomato soup, mushroom soup, and various other soups. And they're like £1.10 or £1.20 a tin. Heinz soup isn't like that. Heinz soup's like £3. It's 3 million a day. I knew it was a lot. I knew it was over 1 million because I remember watching the now what's he called? Cancelled guy. Oh, I forgot his name. How soon we forget? The guy, bald guy with the glasses. Best bit of that programme, by a long way, was obviously if they're making 3 million cans of beans a day, they have a lot of the original haricot beans coming into the factory, and they come in these huge bags that probably weigh about a ton each or something stupid like that. And they slice them open, they go into a vat, and then they're spat out, and they kind of form a bean fall, so like a waterfall but beans. And you've got this AI computer thing that can spot beans that have got marks on them, whether it's a black mark or maybe it's a bit green or something like that, and it sends an air jet and it pings that off, and that ends up in animal food, because obviously they use beans in animal food. And then the actual good beans end up in the baked bean can, which is great. That's what you want. You don't want manky beans in your baked bean pans. But Greg Wallace, that's him. It was... he said, but you haven't always had this technology, have you? This was a few years ago. He said, you haven't always had this technology, have you? And the person he was speaking to said, no. He said, in the old days, we used to have a lot of women sat along this conveyor belt. So instead of flying through the air and being blown by bits of air, they go down a conveyor belt in a level of 1, and then any that were not suitable, the women would have a spoon and they would flick the beans. Yep. How Greg Wallace kept a straight face. More so now we know what we know about Greg Wallace. It's unbelievable. But I think I was having a swig of a drink and I literally spat it out. And at the time, on Radio 1, because I was still listening to Radio 1 at the time, I now listen to Radio X, Scott Mills was on, and in the tea time he'd do a feature called Innuendo Bingo, where we'd have a celebrity and his mate who co-presented the programme, and they'd take a big gulp of water and they'd listen to stuff that had been on the telly that wasn't meant to be rude, but innuendo. And I actually emailed them and said, you need to check Greg Wallace out, because it is. GM77784. A wicked orange, yes, that's correct about the spoons. Buzzard! You are a bad person. Oh, it made me chuckle though. Do the Hucklebuck hey. Do the Hucklebuck hey. If you don't like it, then get out of luck. Hey. Excuse you. That's what they said. If you don't believe me, I'm sure it'll be on. Well, it might not be on iPlayer anymore. They might have removed it, but it'll be on you, because you do still play Inside the Factory, Heinz, and it'll be on YouTube. People will have clipped it. It was hilarious, even though it wasn't meant to be. But it also showed the warehouse as well, which is, you've got the main factory at the top, and then you've got this little road that goes down. No doubt there's underground tunnels as well, but we don't see them. But the road that goes down, and it ends up in this huge warehouse, which is, like 3 up from Martland Mill. And he went in that warehouse, and there's all these, racks and racks and racks to the roof, and it's a stupidly tall building. And it's all robots. Well, not robots, but it's all automated forklift trucks. So the stuff comes in one side, the forklift truck whizzes it and sticks it up somewhere, and then another forklift truck will find it and was it on a truck to go out to the supermarkets, or the company or whomever has ordered a pallet of baked beans. But no one works there. Very few people work there, and no one's allowed past a certain point, because obviously the automation equipment is not programmed, or wasn't at the time anyway, for humans to be in the environment. So it was just whizzing around doing its thing, and they weren't going at like a million miles an hour, but they were certainly travelling at speed. It's a fascinating program. The problem you've got is, if we bring it right up to date now, you've got this thing going on at Astley, which I kind of covered a little bit, but it's been covered in the media around the world. Well, it was in the Daily Star. I think it was on GB News as well, and it was probably on this morning breakfast, whatever it is. I don't know. I'm not up in time for that. But they built all these huge warehouses right next to some houses, and it's causing loads of problems. Apart from the fact it looks horrendous, is the fact that these things are going to be operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you look at the roads are not great around there. So the whole thing is completely flawed. But Wigan Council have built these things. And then someone said, well, in defence, just think of all the jobs that are going to be there. No. It's going to be robots. The only people who work there are going to be programmers, the people who put the stuff when it's dropped off by a robot onto the actual lorries, or take them off the lorries, and even that's probably automated. So there'll be maybe 30, 50 people working there, and all the rest is done by AI, and just blighting people's lives, flooding houses as well, because where they built them was fields which drained water, but now it's full of concrete and the water just washes off and ends up on the streets and the footpaths of the surrounding area where all these people live. It's wonderful. Wigan Council, best council in Wigan. That's what I always say. Wigan Council, the best council in Wigan. Probably. Well, they are. Anyway, elections coming up next year. Any other questions? GM77784. Have they got some of these spoons, in a museum? Like that. Just like to go in there and have a look at their. Well, the problem you've got, Daniel, is nearer us is oh God, what's it called? Blah 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 blah. Not that one. Near us, we've got the Bell. Now the Bell is. Hang on a minute. Let's see if I can do this. I'm not very good at doing this live, as we found out earlier, but we'll do it anyway. I'll give it a go. What can possibly go wrong? Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Oh, there we go. Right. Okay. So if I go on here and I click that and then click that. So here is the warehouse that I'm on about, which is huge. In fact, you can see there, if I zoom in, you can actually see low level and high level, which I've never really noticed before. I'll have to have a look at that when I go past again. And then you've got Martland Mill over here. And then you've got the Heinz factory. And this is the road I was on about. But like I said, no doubt there's going to be a tunnel or something going underneath. Because I can't imagine them moving 2 million cans of beans to a warehouse to be shipped out. So they're going to be tucked underground somehow. But anyway, let's not worry about that. But this is the Bell. I'm zooming out. Now this area here is the Bell. So this here is Deanery School. Used to be Abbey, which was here, but they knocked it down and built houses there now, very posh houses. So that's the newish school with the library and everything. And then all this here is the Bell. Up to this point here, which is where the old farmhouse is, next to the entrance to Heinz, up to the M6 motorway. So all this is up for development. Now all these here, if I zoom in, you'll see the M6, you've got the junction here, you've got the Banana Bridge here, and then you've got the road coming up to Pemberton with the traffic lights. You've got the, what's it called, Oral Mount thing there. And then you've got the fields. Now all these fields, they're going to build a road, which I kind of agree with, build a road through here, and it'll take them, the vans to here, the lorries, so they won't have to go through domestic streets and things like that. So that kind of makes sense. What I don't agree with is the fact that they want to make this entire area, all of this, industrial. So along here, along here, along here, and then behind all these houses here. Allegedly, they're going to knock these houses down and this farm, which they've been, the people who live in the farm have been told that they've actually sold the farm. Like, no, we haven't. And then you've got this estate here, this estate here, and then you've got these houses here. This is the road that goes past Heinz and goes under the M6. You've got this little area of houses here as well. And you got a couple of houses here, one of which apparently has already been bought by the developers, ready for demolition. So you're like, now if they're building low units, okay, not happy. But if they're building the same units they built at Astley, then yeah, questions need to be asked. Definitely need to be asked as to what the hell is going on. Oh yeah, the area is vast. I mean, it makes Astley look, pitiful in size. It literally is. I mean, I've walked across it. I've done a couple of videos on it. I think Wigan Watch and Wigan Walks as well. I've kind of covered it a little bit. But the actual area is huge, and people don't realise just exactly how big it is. And it is. It is ridiculous. But I don't know. It's. Do we really need more warehouses that are that size? Now, actually, just remember something. And you better see this, actually. Hang on, I need to do... Oh, this is so complicated doing this. Whoops. So complicated doing this. Right, oh, no, not that. Right, let's do that. There we go. Studio. And go to PC and drop it down like that. Oops, you're miles behind, aren't you? Let's move it on a little bit. Dropped it down too far. Oh, where's it gone? There it is. No, it hasn't. Where's it gone? Oh, yeah. Right. So, are we ready? No, we're not. Right. Now are we ready? There we go. So difficult to do this live. Right then. So, yeah, this area is vast. Say it is huge. However, we've already got one of these warehouses being built, and it's been built. You can see it here, although the structure's up now. This photograph is a bit older, but you can see there the outline of this building, which is very Astley in size, in height anyway. A lot taller than the other buildings around it, and obviously that's the way forward, because the annoying thing is, and this is one of my bugbears of business rates, when you have a warehouse you don't pay as much business rates as a retail outlet. But if you're Amazon, you are a retail outlet, but it's still a warehouse, so you don't pay as much. If you're a retail outlet like I am, you get charged by the square foot an amount. It doesn't really matter what the amount is, but it's an amount. The highest you can go with that amount, so if you had like a stand or something, be about 6-7 foot. You can't really go higher than that because people can't reach it. So 6 or 7 foot. These warehouses are 60 foot high, if not higher. But they're still paying for the same a smaller amount, like less than half what I pay, for this square foot, which is why Amazon is generally cheaper than other supermarkets and other shops. Now, if we look here, there was nothing here before. Literally nothing here. There was the railway line, which I have covered in the first pilot, Wigan's Lost History Railways Rediscovered thing. But, yeah, these things are just taking the mickey and destroying the high street. Now, you might be like, oh, you're just being a bit petty there, aren't you? And I am being a bit petty there as well, but that's because it's basically destroying people's lives. They will build as high as they can. That they want to do, yeah, because you're paying for 1 square foot, and my argument has always been, well, yeah, it's 1 square foot, but they've got 21 square foot on top of each other. So that's technically 20 square foot. So if that's 20 square foot, they should be paying 20 times the business rates for the land that they're on. But it doesn't work like that because they're a warehouse. But they sell stuff to people. I mean, Amazon in particular are the worst. And we know Amazon don't really pay tax or anything like that. So yeah, the whole thing is just an anathema. Use some of these as data centers now. Yeah, that's also true. And obviously with AI coming in, there's going to be more and more and more data centers needed for AI to actually become what they want it to be, which is destroy humanity, I think. Oh no, I'm watching too many Terminators. Talking to which, Terminator Red over there. Don't believe me. Hang on. There he is. Hang on. Oh, we got all tangled up. There we go. There he is. Terminator Red. Terminator. Yeah, they're going to destroy us all at some point. Oops. Oh dear, the whole thing's gone to pot. I've destroyed everything. What have I done there? How have I even managed to do that? Oh. There we go. There we go. We're back. But no, it's frustrating. Well, one thing though, if they do turn it into a data centre, at least it'll be warm around here, won't it? Yeah. Oh, it's not all bad. That's me worrying about nothing. Anyway, it's coming up to midnight, so I'm going to knock this on the head. It's been fun actually. Bearing in mind I was only going to be on for half an hour. So I'll look at top fans. So DT number 1 with 150, Danger Mouse number 2 with 100, Sedismancer late entry, third though in 75, Rivington Avenue 4th with 75, Buzzard County with 75 in 5th, 50 points each in 6th is Sean, GM 77784 is 7th, John Higginbotham is 25, and Flink, who I think used to be a regular back in the day, got 25 XP. So well done all of you for whatever it is you've done. I don't know what you've done, but whatever it is, well done, because that's what we want. We want it to be well done, like, you know, like food. When you buy it, you don't want it to be raw, do you? Because raw food is rubbish food. Everyone knows that. Unless it's a salad. Oh God. Yeah, I'm tired. I need to go to bed. Although I'm not doing it. I need to, but I'm not. Anyway, yeah, that is it. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Indeed, if indeed you still are, I shall put my price stickers in a box and put them in the bedroom so I don't forget them in the morning, because otherwise it was a wasted exercise. And yeah, 1 hour and 43 minutes apparently I've been on. Remember, shops in Pemberton, Fishmonger, Butchers, Fruit Shop, all gone to the bigs. Yeah, but that's more supermarkets. You got to remember that supermarkets are the original town killers. And what annoyed me was Morrison's, who had the nerve to call a part of their shop Market Street. It was like rubbing salt into the wounds that they destroyed the livelihoods of generations of butchers, bakers, maybe not candlestick makers, but you get the idea. And then named the bloody thing after it. And then now they've sacked them all and shut them all down anyway. So the whole thing is completely terrible. Don't forget, doing a live stream tomorrow night. If you're not doing anything and you're really bored, you want to see me get really drunk and play games badly and chat rubbish, and we'll look at the firework display as well in London, assuming it's going on, then we can do that tomorrow. It's the loneliest, loneliest New Year's party in the world. So yeah, that'll be fun. But anyway, yeah, it's good having fun. We've had a good chat tonight as well. I've enjoyed it, and I think you've enjoyed it as well, according to a couple of the comments. So that's always good. So do look after yourselves, and if I don't see you tomorrow, have a great New Year, and no doubt I'll see you in the New Year. And I will say, I'll be seeing you. Until next time. I need another pint, but I'm not having one at this time of night. Bye.